Chosen one, before your thumb moves to scroll past this video, I need you to stop and listen to my voice. This specific moment on your screen is not the result of an algorithm or a random chance. It is a divine appointment that heaven has orchestrated just for you. Do not scroll away. If you leave now, you will miss the exact warning you have been praying for in secret. Something massive is shifting in the spiritual realm right now. This Friday, June 26th, is going to be a complete mess. The heavy energy is already building up around you, and you can feel the invisible tension in the air. The enemy is preparing a trap of chaos and confusion to steal your peace before the weekend begins. You must watch this message alone. If you share this space with anyone right now, the distraction will break the seal of protection, but I do not want you to panic. The chaos of this Friday is not meant to destroy your life or tear down your future. It is not a punishment for your past mistakes. Heaven is simply allowing the storm to arrive so it can expose the hidden enemies in your inner circle. Breathe with me right now. Let your heavy shoulders fall down. You are completely safe in this sanctuary. I am speaking to you now to pull you out of the line of fire. Lately, you have been waking up with a heavy fog in your mind. An unexplained exhaustion sits tight in your chest. You think it is just normal stress from your daily life. You are completely wrong. Your body is reacting to a massive spiritual collision that is happening just above your head in the unseen realm. You have been carrying too much weight in your mouth and in your fragile mind. I saw you sitting on the edge of your bed last night. The house was quiet, but your mind was screaming with anxiety. You stared at nothing while feeling the crushing weight of your financial responsibilities. You swallowed your tears because you had to be strong for everyone else. No one sees how close you are to breaking down. But I see you. I count every silent tear that falls in the dark when you are all alone. You are tired of being the strong one for everybody else. You are exhausted from bleeding just to prove that you genuinely care about them, and yet the people you help the most are the ones who misunderstand you the fastest. This Friday is going to bring that exact toxic dynamic to a boiling point. Someone is going to test your patience on purpose. A stressful situation will arise that demands you to explain yourself one more time. Do not do it. Lay down your defense right now. The pressure you feel to send that long message is a spiritual trap. The urge to prove your innocence to people who are committed to misunderstanding you is exactly what the enemy wants you to act on. Every time you try to fix the confusion, you are stepping out of your holy authority. The judge is about to speak, and I require your absolute silence to clear the room. You are not a beggar. You are a spiritual warrior who has been heavily attacked. The enemy did not target your peace because you are weak or unworthy. He attacked you because he is absolutely terrified of the massive destiny written on your life. He knows that if you make it past this Friday with your peace intact, the financial gates will finally open. That is why the warfare against your mind has been so relentless and exhausting this entire week. Hear my voice clearly today. You cannot ruin what I have called you to just by being a fragile human. Your exhaustion is not a sign of weak faith. The silence you have experienced in your prayers is not my rejection. I have been busy fighting fierce battles for you in the unseen realm. The chaos hitting on June 26th is the final roar of an enemy who knows his time is absolutely up. You are standing at the very edge of your wilderness season. The transition is always the most violent part of the journey, but you must not break your focus now. There is a specific reason why this Friday will deeply test your identity. There is a hidden reason why they will try to provoke your anger. In the next few moments, I am going to reveal the exact nature of this trap and how to escape it. Let me speak to something tender now, something you have carried quietly for far too long. Your physical body is bearing the weight of a massive spiritual delay. The restlessness in your legs at night is not a medical mystery. The sudden urge to pace around your quiet room comes from an overloaded spirit. You are carrying a heavy burden meant for a giant. No one around you understands this invisible pressure. They see your brave smile. They gladly consume your bright energy. But they never stay long enough to notice the deep emptiness in your tired eyes. You are surrounded by people, yet you have never felt so profoundly alone in your entire life. The isolation is not an accident. It is the crushing reality of your high calling. I saw you. I saw every single night you struggled to quiet your racing mind. I saw you toss and turn in the dark while the rest of the house was peacefully asleep. I saw the deep shame you felt when you looked at your bank account and realized the math simply did not work. I saw you trying to be strong when your spirit was violently screaming for a single moment of rest. I saw you stare blankly at the ceiling. I saw you holding your breath when a new message arrived because you expected more bad news. I saw the exact moment your heavy heart sank. I saw you washing your face in the bathroom mirror. You took a deep breath and forced a smile before walking back out to take care of everybody else. I saw the hidden cost of your relentless loyalty. Your nervous system is completely fried. You are trapped in a constant state of spiritual fight or flight. The smallest inconvenience now makes you want to completely shut down. You are not losing your mind. You are simply a broken vessel that has poured out everything for people who never bothered to refill your cup. Your physical and mental exhaustion is holy and justified. In the deepest part of your soul, you have started to wonder if heaven forgot your address. You pray fervently, you wait patiently, you obey quietly, and yet nothing seems to change in your physical reality. You watch people who live selfish lives receive massive blessings while you continue to struggle for basic survival. It feels like a cruel joke. The gross injustice of it all is burning a hole in your chest. You are the tired caregiver of your entire bloodline. You are the strong one everyone calls when their fragile world falls apart. But who catches you when your own knees finally give out? Absolutely no one. You have been forced to become your own savior. You learned to heal your own wounds in total silence because asking for help only brought you more disappointment and heavy judgment. I will not tell you to just smile and be happy. That would be a terrible insult to the massive pain you have endured. Your silent tears are not a lack of true faith. They are the physical evidence of a spirit that has been stretched far beyond its human capacity. The deep sadness you feel is a righteous grief. You are mourning the long years that were stolen by people who abused your pure heart. This coming Friday will act as a massive magnifying glass for all of this hidden pain. The chaos that is arriving will trigger every unresolved fear about your financial future. You will feel a strong temptation to panic and fix things with your own tired hands. But your hands are already bleeding from holding together a life that heaven desperately wants to completely tear down and rebuild. Do not let the loud distraction pull your eyes away from what I am revealing right now. The tight tension in your neck is absolute proof that the enemy is desperately trying to make you look away. Stay in this quiet room with me. We have reached the very bottom of your deep sorrow. The heavy fog surrounding this upcoming Friday is not what it seems. A massive paradigm shift is waiting for you in the very next breath. I need you to understand this hidden truth very clearly. There is a massive difference between a spiritual attack and a holy transition. Stay with me in this quiet room right now. Do not let the loud distraction of this busy world pull your eyes away from the profound truth I am revealing to you today. You thought this deep dread you feel about Friday was a terrible omen. You are completely mistaken about this heavy feeling. You have been taught to fear the heavy sensations in your chest. You assume that because you feel physically terrible right now, something very tragic and destructive is going to happen to your family. But let me reveal the true architecture of this exact moment. The anxiety you feel about June 26th is not a warning of doom. It is simply the heavy weight of your old season breaking apart. Breathe out that heavy guilt from your lungs right now. The daily confusion and deep forgetfulness that frustrate you are not signs of weakness. It is not because you are failing or losing your sharp edge. What you are currently experiencing is a severe case of spiritual brain fog. It is the raw physiological weight of carrying a massive spiritual calling inside a very fragile human body while you wait for your breakthrough. Your nervous system is aggressively bracing for a massive physical shift. You are standing on the border between your long wilderness and your promised harvest. This intense transition creates a violent compression in the unseen realm around you. Your physical brain is simply struggling to process the extreme frequency of the new reality that is rapidly arriving at your front door. This is a holy process that requires your absolute Do not call yourself broken when you are simply under holy compression. The heavy exhaustion you wake up with every morning is called cognitive heaviness. Your two brain hemispheres are temporarily disconnecting under the intense pressure of waiting for your final victory because the spiritual wait has been so long. This is exactly why you cannot focus on simple daily tasks lately. You are not losing your mind at all. Hold that exact sentence and do not let it slide past you. Let it land deep in your tired spirit before we move forward. You have unfairly blamed yourself for the lack of mental clarity this week. You thought your faith was too weak to handle the upcoming chaos of Friday, but your spiritual calling remains absolutely perfect. Your physical vessel is just deeply tired from the relentless spiritual warfare. The chaotic mess expected on June 26th is actually a divine demolition. Heaven is aggressively tearing down the old structures that kept your family poor and exhausted for many long and painful generations. When a massive building is demolished, the surrounding air fills with thick dust and it becomes very hard to see anything clearly. That swirling dust is the brain fog clouding your daily judgment. It is very loud and messy, but it is deeply necessary. Listen closely now, because I speak with a very heavy weight. The enemy desperately wants you to misinterpret this physiological fog as a major spiritual failure. He wants you to look at the mess of this Friday and believe that God has finally abandoned you in your darkest hour. He needs you to panic with all your heart. If you panic, you will step out of your holy alignment and forfeit your inheritance. The sudden dread you feel in your stomach is not even your own emotion. It is the sheer terror of the enemy projected directly onto your fragile mind. The dark spiritual forces are absolutely panicking because they know exactly what June 26th means for the future of your entire bloodline. They are terrified of the massive wealth you are about to manage. They are attacking your daily focus to blind you. There is another important layer beneath this visible daily struggle. It is easy to discuss spiritual warfare, but we must address your physical reality. The Father can restore your weary soul, but your physical mind must also be actively protected during this violent shift. You cannot confidently walk into your season of massive wealth carrying the exact same heavy brain fog of the long and dry wilderness. Your mind must be incredibly sharp and ready. You are standing at the very threshold of a total financial breakthrough. The confusion of this Friday is the final test before the heavy doors open. But there is a very specific and dangerous reason why you must carefully navigate this upcoming Friday chaos in absolute and total isolation. You have to watch this prophetic word completely alone today. A hidden threat is sitting much closer to you than you currently realize. I told you to watch this message completely alone. This was not a casual request. It is a strict and necessary spiritual boundary. The people currently sitting in your living room or texting your phone are not equipped to handle this revelation. You love them deeply, you serve them endlessly, but they are the exact source of your profound daily exhaustion. You must separate your spirit from their loud noise right now. You have lived your entire life being the ultimate peacekeeper for everybody else. You shrink your own presence to make small-minded people feel comfortable. When they make terrible mistakes, you quietly clean up the heavy mess. You fix their broken lives. You fund their bad decisions. But the moment you establish a simple boundary, you suddenly become the absolute villain. The gross injustice of this dynamic is crushing your tired spirit. I saw how you smiled to keep others comfortable while your own spirit was breaking quietly in the dark. I saw the painful text messages you typed out and then slowly deleted. You desperately wanted them to understand your pure intentions. You bled to prove that your heart was incredibly clean when they cruelly misunderstood your actions. You are the tired caregiver who is always expected to endure disrespect with a perfect smile. No one ever asks how heavy the burden is. They just keep stacking more heavy boxes onto your tired shoulders. They assume you will always figure it out because you always do. Your absolute reliability has become your biggest curse. You are quietly drowning in a sea of one-sided relationships. They take your bright energy. They drain your financial resources. And when your cup is completely empty, they complain you have nothing to give. Think about the specific argument that happened recently. You felt the deep pressure in your chest to explain yourself one more time. You wanted to sit them down and clearly present the facts so they would finally see your deep loyalty. You lost sleep over their harsh words. You replayed the painful conversation in your head 1,000 times. You searched for the exact right words to make them finally love you properly. It is a devastating cycle. Stop trying to translate your massive soul for people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Their inability to see your true value is not your personal failure. It is a severe limitation of their own spiritual capacity. They cannot read the heavy weight of the anointing on your life. They just see a convenient resource they can use whenever they need a quick rescue. That is exactly why you have to watch this alone today. This coming Friday is going to agitate this exact open wound. The spiritual chaos of June 26th will manifest through the demanding voices of these exact people. They will bring sudden emergencies that are not your responsibility. They will project their own intense insecurities onto your peaceful morning. They will try to drag you into petty arguments to steal the divine focus required for your upcoming financial harvest. You feel it deep in your bones, do you not? The heavy resentment has been building up inside you for months. You are deeply angry, and that anger is completely holy. It is the righteous anger of a chosen one who has finally realized their immense worth. You are no longer willing to be the emotional dumping ground for an ungrateful circle. You are quietly preparing to shut the heavy iron door on their constant entitlement. But you are afraid of the massive fallout. You are terrified that if you drop the heavy ropes, the entire family structure will completely collapse this weekend. You are scared of the vicious rumors they will spread about your sudden distance. Let them talk. The panic they feel is not actually about you. There is a dark and hidden architect behind their sudden chaotic behavior this entire week. The enemy has been using their familiar faces to drain your anointing for long years. He hides behind the people you deeply love to keep you spiritually exhausted. If you are constantly putting out their small fires, you will never have the energy to build your own massive empire. The mess arriving this Friday is a direct attack on your boundaries. But I am about to show you exactly how heaven plans to flip this trap upside down. Listen closely now, because I speak with a very heavy weight. The chaotic mess that is scheduled to hit your life on Friday is not a random string of bad luck. The sudden arguments, the unexpected bills, and the overwhelming sense of dread you feel are highly coordinated attacks. There is a dark intelligence behind the constant disruption of your peace. The enemy has specifically targeted this exact date on the calendar. He did not attack your mind this week because you are incredibly weak. He did not flood your house with sudden confusion because your faith is somehow failing. He attacked you with this massive storm because he is absolutely terrified of you. He has seen the massive blueprints of the destiny written over your life. He knows exactly what happens to his dark kingdom when you finally step into your financial power. You are a massive threat to the generational curses that have bound your family for decades. You are the chosen cycle breaker. The enemy is desperately fighting to keep you trapped in the old identity of a tired survivor. He wants you to believe that your current isolation is a permanent punishment. He whispers dark lies in the silence of your quiet room. He tells you that your profound loneliness is proof that heaven has rejected you. That is a desperate and pathetic lie. Your isolation was never a punishment. It was a fiercely protective measure orchestrated by heaven. The Father had to physically separate you from the loud noise of the crowd to protect your fragile anointing. He pulled you into the quiet wilderness so the enemy could not use the toxic people around you to corrupt the massive wealth you are about to receive. You are a spiritual warrior in deep training, but the enemy is extremely cunning. He takes the holy isolation that heaven designed for your protection and twists it into a weapon of heavy despair. He waits until you are completely alone and feeling deeply vulnerable. Then he strikes your mind with intense waves of fake panic. He projects horrible worst-case scenarios onto the movie screen of your tired mind. He uses your profound empathy against you. He knows you care deeply about your family, so he creates fake emergencies to trigger your caretaking reflexes. He wants you to sprint out of your holy isolation to save people who refuse to save themselves. If he can get you to panic on Friday, he can successfully distract you from the massive financial shift that heaven is quietly executing in the background. The chaos is a cheap magic trick to steal your focus. The dark forces are scrambling because they can hear the heavy footsteps of your arrival season. The sudden spike in warfare this week is the ultimate proof that your breakthrough is undeniably real. The enemy only wastes his heavy ammunition on targets that carry massive value. He would not spend so much time violently attacking your mind if you were just an ordinary person destined for a completely average life. You are the rightful heir to an inheritance that will permanently shift the economic reality of your entire bloodline. The enemy is desperately trying to bankrupt your spirit before the physical money actually arrives. He wants you to walk into the season of massive abundance completely exhausted, bitter, and full of deep resentment toward the people around you. A bitter heir is a careless manager of holy wealth. Do not let the darkness steal the prophetic word I am releasing over you right now. The mess that is coming on Friday is designed to break your absolute resolve. They will push your buttons. They will try to make you react with the loud, defensive anger of your old survival patterns. They want you to scream and fight back because that lowers your frequency to match their dark chaos. But you are not going to fight back this time. You are not going to explain yourself or defend your pure intentions. You are going to do something that will absolutely paralyze the enemy with fear. You are going to use the exact weapon that heaven has placed inside your spirit for this specific moment. I am about to hand you the hidden key that turns this Friday from a massive disaster into your greatest victory. The tension in the air is becoming absolutely unbearable. You can literally feel the heavy pressure pushing against your chest right now. Every single nerve in your physical body is stretched to the absolute limit. It feels like a thick rubber band that is about to violently snap at any given moment because you have been carrying this massive weight for far too long. You are standing directly on the brutal threshold of your new season. This is exactly what the very edge of a massive breakthrough feels like. It does not feel peaceful or gentle in the physical realm. It feels incredibly dangerous and deeply chaotic. The old reality is desperately fighting to keep you contained, while the new reality is violently ripping the iron doors off their hinges to make room for your blessing. Your tired spirit is caught perfectly in the middle of this collision. You have reached the absolute limit of your fragile human endurance. You have smiled through the intense pain for way too long. You have carried the heavy burdens of ungrateful people until your hands literally bled. And now there is a righteous fire rapidly building up inside your tired bones, and you are so close to completely exploding and walking away from absolutely everything you know. The enemy desperately wants you to explode this exact Friday. He is carefully setting up the exact triggers to make you lose your holy temper. He knows exactly what small passive comment will send you right over the edge. He wants you to break your perfect alignment right before the massive blessing drops into your open hands, because he urgently needs you to completely sabotage your own harvest. But you are a fierce spiritual warrior. You possess a profound inner discernment that average people simply do not have. You can easily see the dark trap hiding behind the casual conversation. When the chaos suddenly erupts on June 26th, you will feel the intense heat rising in your chest, and the deep urge to forcefully fight back will be incredibly strong. You must actively resist it. Gently press the like button right now as your physical yes to heaven. Let this small action be your holy covenant today. You are sealing your absolute commitment to remain perfectly steady during the upcoming storm. Do not let the loud noise of the desperate enemy shake your profound inner confidence, because you have survived much worse seasons than this brief moment of turbulence. The heavy pressure you currently feel is actually a magnificent sign of absolute victory. You only experience this intense level of spiritual gravity when a massive heavenly vault is finally unlocking. The dark forces are throwing every single petty distraction at you because the massive transfer of wealth is already in physical motion, and they are frantically trying to make you drop the keys. You are walking through the most critical defining hour of your entire life. The specific decisions you make this weekend will literally echo through the next 10 years of your family bloodline. The spiritual stakes have never been this incredibly high for you. You absolutely cannot afford to engage in petty battles with people who do not carry your massive destiny because your energy is too expensive. Every single silent tear you ever cried in secret has led you directly to this exact threshold. The long years of intense suffering and profound isolation were simply the extreme training ground for this exact moment. You are fully equipped to confidently handle the heavy weight of the glory that is rapidly approaching, but you must permanently drop the heavy baggage of your old defensive habits. The threshold is finally resolving. The massive spiritual compression is about to totally release, and here is exactly what this intense moment requires of your weary soul. You must quickly shift your physical posture from a defensive survivor to an absolute conqueror while I hand you the exact prophetic instruction that will permanently dismantle the enemy. Prepare your spirit. You may feel a sudden heavy resistance right now. A dark thought is whispering that this is just another generic video on the internet. That is absolutely not your own logic talking to you. It is the terrified enemy. He is desperately trying to pull you out of a profound moment that will permanently break his grip on your life. Hold that sentence and do not let it slide past you. Do not let human logic rob you of this prophetic alignment today. Heaven has literally bent the strict rules of time to place this urgent message directly in your path. You thought the endless delays in your life meant you were completely forgotten. You looked at the heavy calendar and assumed your season of massive harvest had already passed you by. But human time means nothing to the sovereign creator of the universe. The Father is actively intervening in your timeline right now. He is orchestrating a massive collision of favorable events that human eyes cannot even comprehend yet. Your sudden breakthrough will completely defy every logical explanation. You are not a forgotten casualty of a cold universe. You are a fiercely protected spiritual warrior. The invisible forces of heaven have been constantly surrounding your quiet house while you slept in tears. I want you to feel the heavy gravity of what I am telling you today. The massive angels assigned to your specific bloodline are currently drawing their weapons. They are aggressively drawing a holy bloodline around your tired mind and your future resources. The enemy desperately wants Friday to be a day of absolute ruin. He wants you to surrender your precious peace to the loud chaos of ungrateful people. But heaven has already rewritten the script of June 26th. What was violently designed to be your breaking point has changed. It has been sovereignly transformed into your exact launching pad. The dark trap they set for you will become the exact pit they fall into themselves. You are going to watch it happen with your own tired eyes. Stop standing at the counter of heaven like a pathetic beggar asking for leftover crumbs. The transactional religion that taught you to constantly grovel in deep shame is completely over. You are the cycle breaker of your entire family history. You are the rightful heir to a massive inheritance that has already been deeded to your specific name. The dark vault is finally unlocking in the unseen realm. You just need to change your spiritual posture to properly receive it. Do not shrink back into your old survival mode when the chaos hits this weekend. Stand up tall and square your heavy shoulders right now. The universe is about to witness the glorious rise of a chosen one who finally knows their worth. You have paid the heavy price in the dark wilderness for many long years. Now you are about to collect the massive reward in the broad daylight. No enemy on earth can stop the financial flood that is rushing toward your house. The intense tension you feel right now is the holy anticipation of your ultimate victory. Your fragile body is vibrating because your spirit already knows the profound truth I am about to speak over your life. The enemy thought he could easily bury you under the heavy stress of this week, but he did not realize you were a powerful seed planted in incredibly deep soil. You are about to violently break through the dark dirt. I need your absolute and total focus for the next few moments. The dark fog is completely lifting from your tired mind right now. The heavy confusion of the past few months is burning away in the presence of this holy truth. You are stepping directly into the most powerful moment of your entire spiritual journey. Open your heavy spirit completely to me. The massive compression is about to totally release into the atmosphere. I am about to hand you the exact master key that locks the enemy out forever. Breathe deeply and prepare your mind for the ultimate revelation. This is the profound truth that the enemy desperately wanted to hide from your weary eyes. June 26th was never a warning of your personal destruction. The heavy chaos you feel in the air is not a storm coming to wash your fragile life away. It is the violent sound of a massive eviction notice being served to the dark forces. The enemy is frantically packing his bags right now. You thought the sudden mess this Friday meant heaven was deeply angry with you. You assumed you had made a terrible mistake to deserve this heavy pressure. But the absolute opposite is true. Friday is not your disaster. Friday is the official day of holy judgment against every single spiritual thief that has robbed your family bloodline. The heavy gavel is finally falling in your favor. The invisible courtroom of heaven has reached a final and absolute verdict regarding your stolen finances. The long years of deep suffering and profound injustice are officially over. The dark entities that kept your bank accounts completely empty have been found guilty. The chaotic noise they are making right now is simply their absolute terror because they are forced to repay you today. A petitioner stands at a tired counter and bargains for leftover crumbs. An heir walks confidently through the heavy iron doors of the estate and simply receives what is theirs. You are no longer a tired petitioner begging for a small miracle. You are the rightful heir to a massive kingdom. The inheritance has already been formally deeded to your specific name in the unseen realm. Stop crying over the temporary mess. The massive transfer of wealth requires a complete clearing of your physical space. The toxic people are acting crazy because the holy fire is burning away their hidden access to your pure energy. God is aggressively clearing the room so he can safely drop the massive financial harvest directly into your perfectly clean hands without any interference. You do not have to fight this battle with your own tired hands anymore. Fearful silence hides in the dark. Faithful silence stands absolutely still in the bright light. Your only job this weekend is to practice the holy authority of absolute silence. Stand still. Stay perfectly clean. Watch the Creator of the universe completely dismantle your enemies while you safely rest in his total peace. The generational curse of deep poverty is violently breaking off your life right now. You can literally feel the heavy iron chains falling off your tired shoulders. You are stepping out of the dark wilderness and walking directly onto the sacred soil of your arrival season. The wealth of the wicked is being rapidly transferred into the clean hands of the chosen ones. This Friday is your massive liberation day. When the loud confusion starts swirling around, you simply smile and remember this exact prophetic word. They are fighting a battle that heaven has already permanently finished in the spirit. Your financial victory is fully secured and fully authorized. Claim your rightful place at the royal table and watch the glorious miracle unfold before your eyes. You are the exact person your ancestors fervently prayed for in their darkest hours. You are the specific chosen cycle breaker who will permanently rewrite the financial history of your entire family. Every massive tear you ever cried has been collected and turned into a heavy downpour of sudden abundance. The spiritual vault is wide open and your unique signature is required to enter. Do not let the temporary discomfort of this transition steal your immense joy. The loud chaos is simply the heavy birth pangs of your new reality coming into physical existence. You are stepping into a profound season where money will finally chase you instead of you desperately chasing it. Your pure heart has been thoroughly tested and you have passed the holy fire with absolute honor. Receive this massive upgrade to your identity right now. Feel the heavy crown being placed upon your weary head. The enemy can no longer touch your profound peace. You are heavily guarded by angelic forces that will instantly strike down any weapon formed against your massive prosperity. June 26th is your glorious victory march into the beautiful promised land of absolute abundance. Now I need you to pause exactly where you are. Stop moving and just listen. Unclench your tight jaw right now. Let your heavy shoulders completely fall down. The intense gravity of the revelation has been spoken into the atmosphere, and the massive shift is already done. You are entirely safe in this quiet sanctuary. Take one long and slow breath in. Hold it for just a second. Now exhale all the deep anxiety of the past few painful months. Let the heavy iron armor fall right off your tired back because you do not need it anymore. You do not have to bravely defend yourself tonight. The fierce battle is already won in the unseen realm. You have carried incredibly heavy things in this message today. You confronted the dark shadows of your intense exhaustion and your profound loneliness. But the violent storm has completely passed over your quiet house. The air around you is finally clear and holy. Your fried nervous system is slowly resetting to its original state of grace. Let the profound peace wash entirely over your fragile human vessel. Heaven is gently holding you in its massive hands. I want you to literally feel the heavy weight leaving the room right now. The terrified dark entities have totally fled from this sacred space. You are currently surrounded by massive angelic guards who never sleep. Look at your empty hands in the quiet light. They are no longer bleeding from holding on to toxic people who refuse to change. They are perfectly clean and completely ready to receive the massive financial harvest. Your physical body is finally aligning with the profound spiritual truth of your new elite identity. Rest your weary mind tonight. You do not have to aggressively figure out the complex logistics of your upcoming financial miracle. The sovereign creator of the universe is expertly handling the heavy details for you. Your only job right now is to simply remain in this absolute and total peace. You are not the struggling caregiver anymore. The chaotic noise of this upcoming Friday is no longer a real threat to your tender heart. It is simply the fading sound of distant thunder from a storm that has already moved far away from your bloodline. You are deeply safe inside the strong and impenetrable fortress of heaven. Absolutely nothing can harm your fragile spirit in this holy place. Let the beautiful intensity of this profound revelation settle deep into your physical bones. Your physical body is literally shifting to hold the massive weight of the new season. You are physically healing from the brutal trauma of the dark wilderness right now. Every single broken piece of your tired soul is being perfectly restored. The deep and painful emptiness inside your chest is being quickly filled with a warm and radiant light. The holy peace is flowing gently through your tired veins. You are completely restored and you are beautifully whole. You are the chosen heir, and the long wait is finally over. The heavy burden has been permanently lifted from your family name. Surrender your final lingering doubts to the absolute silence of this holy moment. Give yourself total permission to finally sleep without any terrible anxiety tonight. Tomorrow is going to bring a completely different reality for your bloodline. The painful season of bare survival has officially expired in the heavenly courts. Do not let your mind race back to the unpaid bills or the stressful emails. Those things belong to the old reality that is rapidly dissolving. The new reality requires you to trust the invisible bridge that has been placed right under your feet. Your provision is completely secure. You are standing on solid, holy ground. Just breathe deeply. Simply exist in this beautiful sanctuary we have built together in the quiet dark. You are profoundly loved and you are fiercely protected by forces you cannot even see. The long and painful wilderness is finally behind you. You have survived the worst of the brutal warfare. Welcome to your beautiful and permanent rest. You came into this exact moment feeling like a terrified beggar. You were deeply afraid that my prolonged silence meant a harsh punishment. Now the dark fog has completely lifted from your weary eyes. You finally know the profound truth about your sacred identity. You are the chosen heir, and the massive vault is officially open because the false narrative of the enemy is completely destroyed. The intense anxiety that violently gripped your chest 10 minutes ago has been washed away by my perfect peace. The dark forces have entirely lost their desperate grip on your upcoming Friday. You are now standing securely in the absolute center of your arrival season. But heaven requires you to make a physical move today to permanently lock this spiritual reality into place. The spiritual transaction is complete, but your physical signature is strictly required. Go to the comments right now and write 777 to formally claim your new elite identity. Let that simple number be the first stroke of a holy acknowledgement signed by a wealthy heir. It is a powerful decree of divine completion that legally binds the massive blessing to your life. When you type those specific numbers, you are declaring perfect provision over your entire household. You are boldly telling the dark forces that their cheap intimidation tactics have completely failed. You are drawing a thick bloodline around your fragile family that no spiritual thief can ever cross. Do not skip this tiny step of obedience because your public declaration matters. The heavy season of brutal isolation is violently breaking off your tired shoulders right now, but heaven always works through the profound power of divine connection. There is someone in your phone contacts right now who is staring blindly at their screen. They are absolutely terrified of the heavy bills they cannot pay, and they feel exactly like you did just a few moments ago. They have nobody to remind them of their true royal identity. You must use your perfectly clean hands to be their sudden rescue today. Pass this exact message on to them right now. Share this video and literally save a desperate soul from the dark shadows tonight. You hold the bright lantern they desperately need to survive the chaotic mess of this upcoming weekend. When you intentionally share my prophetic word, you instantly set the heavenly law of multiplication into rapid motion. Heaven deeply honors the pure heart of a selfless rescuer. Share this urgent message to save their fragile peace tonight. Watch how quickly your own massive harvest beautifully multiplies when you freely give away the exact healing you just received today. If this quiet sanctuary has bound your deep wounds today, I passionately invite you to take a holy step of faith. You have been beautifully fed, and your tired spirit is now resting in total peace. Take a brief moment to sincerely honor the sacred altar that provided your shelter during the fierce storm. You are no longer a frightened victim who aggressively hoards out of deep fear. You are a wealthy heir who cheerfully gives from a place of massive future abundance. Kindly plant a financial seed through the super thanks button below as your physical decree. Let this specific seed physically prove that you absolutely trust the massive harvest is rapidly approaching. Your seed is a holy weapon that instantly destroys the generational poverty mindset forever. When you freely give from a place of profound gratitude, you physically align your bank account with the unlimited frequency of heaven. Plant your seed on the altar today and firmly secure your financial borders. The desperate enemy cannot touch a harvest that has been faithfully dedicated to the highest kingdom. Your holy generosity is the ultimate proof of your total liberation. Do not let the loud enemy steal this profound clarity when you wake up tomorrow morning. Gently press the subscribe button so my daily word reaches your feed before the old toxic habits return. You desperately need this holy daily bread to keep your mind razor sharp during the great transition. I will continue to heavily guard your spirit every single day. The brutal battle is completely over.